Irish guy, it's the Prem Catchup. Right, let's go.
Arsenal 3, Man United 2. Does anybody still want to buy these? I'm guessing right now, these are probably the worst selling t-shirts on the internet. Honestly, I could mock up a drawing of my elderly nan reading a comic book on the loo. I mean, stick that on a t-shirt and I would still outsell these in North London. I'm sorry, but right now, this Troops creature, someone who sounds like a failed grime artist, he must look like a silly little onion. But this is my apology. Listen, I thought Arsenal would have a good season this time out. I said they'd finish third, be the best of the rest. So no, I didn't think that MIKEL Arteta was going to be sacked this season. I wasn't another Rory Jennings who thought that Arteta was an out-of-his-depth clown on the Amazon documentary. But go back to the dark days of when the Gunners were a year into Arteta ball and were losing 1-0 at home to Burnley with Aubameyang scoring an own goal. Lads, that was Arteta's first full season in a job and spent Christmas Day admittedly 7th, but I have no idea how they were that high because they'd only won 4 of the previous 14 league games and had failed to win 7 in a row. I'm sorry, but 7 defeats in 10 league games. I have no earthly idea how he was not sacked. I really don't. This is a guy in his first full management job. Anyone would tell you he was about as equipped for that job as, oh, I don't know, getting Stevie Wonder a job at Uber. Yeah, I mean, have fun crashing into the windows at Boots. But no, the restraint shown by Edu to not sack Arteta, it honestly takes my breath away. I mean, well done. I mean, it's a bit like being married to someone who actively wheezes on your television set, burns your clothes in the sink, oh yeah, and puts poison in your milk, and you choose not to file for divorce. I was wrong about Arteta. I thought in the winter of 2020 that he was a tactically naive PE teacher who should have just go back to sitting in Guardiola's lap and begging him for food. It's not like he was even an Arsenal legend as a player. I mean, he played his best football at Everton and never got a single Spanish cap. He was decent, but no better than Morten Gamst Pedersen. Anyone remember him? No, probably not. Although he's still playing football and he's older than Arteta. Honestly, I'm guessing Norwegian fans are devastated that he wasn't born in the same generation as Erling Haaland because he'd have 4 assists every match. But this is my humble apology to Arteta. You are a managerial genius. You're not just somebody who deserves the Arsenal job. No, you were an inspired appointment by men a lot more clever than me. I thought he was Arsenal's version of Solskjaer. But no, I'm sorry. To mastermind a last-minute win over Manchester United to sit top of the league in January, this man has managed to turn the Emirates into a fortress. So for the last 15 years, this stadium has had all the passion of a stuffy library. And yet now, this is like watching Borussia Dortmund in the flesh. Arteta is going to be a far better manager than he ever was a player. But I mean, it's not just him. I'm saying sorry to Eddie and Nketiah too. I thought it was borderline bonkers so Arsenal never got rid, especially after a limp display up front in the 3rd round FA Cup defeat to Nottingham Forest last year. But now, 2 goals against Manchester United. I mean, he got 10 goals last season and I thought that was a fluky purple patch. Now, he's already got 9 this time out. I thought Arsenal should have sold Granit Xhaka years ago. I had written off Thomas Partey as a big money flop and I never knew Alexander Zinchenko was this good, bordering on world class. I mean, 5 years ago, Man City agreed to sell him to Wolves just to be the parallel Matt Doherty. And I made it clear that I thought Ramsdale, after multiple relegations, was just the modern day Ben Foster. Yeah, that's me never getting invited on this podcast now. But honestly, fair play to Man United because they played well in this match. And they're clearly moving in the right direction, but Arsenal are outstanding. No, I mean, I don't think they're winning the Premier League, but to even finish 2nd, they're pretty much guaranteed to be back in the Champions League. For me, Arteta's already done his job, and just think what he could do with the Manchester City team. This man, he can go on to have a world-class management career. We live in a world where managers are getting comfy jobs based on who they played for. Yes, he was an average, decent player, but I mean, he still has Barcelona, PSG, and Rangers on his CV. He can realistically take his pick of monster European jobs. He can go back to Man City after Pep, because I'm pretty sure those owners will be shoving fat wages down his throat. In 20 years, Arteta can go and manage Spain. Honestly, for a 40-year-old coach, he's a managerial baby. In coaching terms, he probably still needs someone to change his nappy 5 times a day. Lad, 3 years ago, I thought he was a tactical muffin who belongs at Derby County or Huddersfield. But I'm gonna say, forget Julian Nagelsmann. MIKEL Arteta is the most exciting manager under the age of 50 in world sport. I mean, I'm sorry, Xavi, but honestly, you find me a better manager under the age of 50. You won't. Arteta is a superstar. I don't think he was offered the Newcastle job in 2019. The same week, that club are ringing up Sam Allardyce and Steve Bruce. And the fact Everton chose to appoint a short-term Carlo Ancelotti fling instead of a long-term Arteta project after the sack Marco Silva, I'm guessing Bill Kenwright must be banging his head off the kettle. Leicester 2, Brighton 2. I'm gonna say this. I love Evan Ferguson. I know he's only an 18-year-old child, but I don't care, Fergie. Look at this creepy smile. You've got yourself a new stalker on the internet. Honestly, after this video, his mum is probably gonna ask him for his Facebook password. But lad, this was an entertaining 2-2 clash where we can see that overnight, Jamie Vardy has become a bloated toad. To me, this is just sad to watch. Right now, he's got all the dignity of his wife, because this guy off the back of 2 seasons where he scored 17 goals for Leicester City, but now he's played 20 times in the Premier League and has scored once. This is a huge immediate drop off. I realize he just turned 36, but the man probably isn't even upper championship standard anymore. What I'm watching, this is League One. I honestly believe this man has to quit Leicester in the summer, and surely the move to make is Sheffield Wednesday. You know, the boyhood club who released him as a child. If they get promoted to the championship, then I'm sorry, Darren Moore needs to do this deal. And yeah, just took him up front with Dean Windass' son, because I'm sorry, watching modern day Vardy in the Premier League, what was once a fearless snarling wolf, it's now just like watching a 14-year-old dog with hemorrhoids. But back to Ferguson. The man leaped like a salmon to bury an 88th-minute header for Brighton. And lads, that's now 3 goals in 5 Premier League matches. Lads, at that goal-scoring rate, if Ferguson keeps this up, then we will have an Irishman overtaking Alan Shearer or Harry Kane at the top of the all-time Premier League goal-scoring charts by the time this man is 28. Aussie, right now, I feel like one of those weird, creepy groupies who follow the Black Eyed Peas all around the world, because right now, I'm obsessed with Fergie. Crystal Palace 0, Newcastle 0. Put some respect on Newcastle's defense. I'm sorry, but if we don't see at least 3 Newcastle defenders and the goalkeeper in the PFA Team of the Year, then it's a horrid wet disgrace. Sure, this is the club's 3rd 0-0 draw in 4 Premier League matches. And if Alexander Isak had not scored in the last minute versus Fulham, that would be 4 0-0s on the bounce. But the bigger picture is that Newcastle United have not conceded a Premier League goal since November the 6th. Newcastle haven't actually gone behind in the Premier League match since they played Bournemouth on the 17th of September. And they haven't lost a Premier League match inside 90 minutes since April last year. Nick Pope has just kept 9 clean sheets in a row. That is 15 clean sheets for the season. I'm sorry, what? It's not like Eddie Howe has just recruited a world star to play in next, a mini Buffon. No, Pope was England's 3rd choice goalkeeper and got relegated last May. Last season, he picked the ball out of his own net over 50 times, but this season, he's conceded 11 in 20 league games. This man is arguably having one of the greatest ever goalkeeping seasons in Premier League history. This is up there with Petr Cech's debut season at Stamford Bridge. Pope is an absolute monster of a man, and I'm sorry, but this season is further making Gareth Southgate look about as intelligent as a crushed muffin. There is an English goalkeeper top of the Premier League. There is an English goalkeeper 3rd in the Premier League. They both lost 1 game each. They kept a combined 25 clean sheets this season. And yet, who's the English number 1? Somebody who's joined bottom of the league has kept 2 clean sheets and looks like he probably bites off his own skin when he's bored. Honestly, either Ramsdale or Pope should be England number 1. Letting Pickford keep the gloves. Almost about as clever as trying to iron soup. Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. Imagine, just imagine how quickly everyone will forget this match. An early Saturday morning kickoff where both teams are terrified to lose and played out a pretty dull 0-0 draw. I mean, we're not going to remember this game by next week. Never mind in a year. This was dull and dour. And again, a draw here helps nobody. I know Liverpool have struggled massively this year, but wake up everyone. Graham Potter has Chelsea sitting 10th in the league with Aston Villa breathing down their necks. As Chelsea manager, this is the 12th game he failed to win. This game was horrendously dull. Now the only thing people are talking about after it was MIKEL Mudrik's apparently world-class debut. Lads, I've already said, I think this guy is going to be an overpriced Andre Arshavin. And his nearly 9-year contract is proof of lunacy. But lads, here's the difference. Even Arshavin, when he introduced himself to English football, turned up at Anfield and scored 4. Mudryk did a 1-2 with Conor Gallagher and hit the side net. Is that it? Is that why everyone's drooling on the floor? Christ above, you're about as easily impressed as the Football Daily audience. Sorry, Mudryk showed a couple of clever touches, yes, but so? He cost £89 million. For that sort of money, I'm expecting him to score a bicycle kick with his bum. But Ozzy, can we calm down the Mudryk hype? I know he's going to be a big money flop and used as a stick to wave in Todd Bowley's face when everyone realizes that actually he's just a wealthy pizza addict who just plays football manager in the nude.
Todd Bowley wanted Thomas Tuchel to play a 4-4-3 formation.
And play it badly, I might add. Are we really surprised that Chelsea are signing 7 wingers when the CEO of the company thinks you're actually allowed to stick 12 players on the pitch? I mean, is it any surprise when you've got this guy in charge that you have a Champions League winning squad sitting halfway down the league? Chelsea are nearly 30 points behind Arsenal and just 12 points, i.e. 4 wins ahead of relegation? Lads, Man City 3, Wolves 0. Okay, Erling Haaland was clearly some sort of mutant cyborg built in a lab. Ozzy, forget the fact he looks like Frankenstein's pet. The sheer fact is that this fella should be nothing special. He's a gangly, oafish looking 22-year-old who was born in Leeds. His dad dad was an ex-footballer, yes, but he's just the 90s answer to Josh Brownhill. And yet this man has 31 goals in 26 games for Manchester City. He's only played 19 times in the Premier League in his life and has got 25 goals. Lads, we know Haaland is an absolute goal-scoring monster, but even still, he's only 3 goals away from his best ever goal-scoring season in the league. I mean, he's actually never hit 30 goals a season in any division ever. Not even playing against the pudding sandwich goalkeepers in Norway or Austria. Southampton 0, Aston Villa 1. This was unlucky. I'm sorry, but right now, I'm guessing Nathan Jones is tempted to sprinkle broken glass into his coffee mug. Southampton did not deserve to lose this game. They had goals ruled out, switched formation through the match, and actually did okay. But no, Ollie Watkins pounces to score a 77th minute winner, and so yeah, the Saints are still bottom of the league. I know Jones has picked up their form in recent weeks, so this is a result they did not need. But was this not just a tactical mismatch? I mean, this is a failed Stoke City coach trying to outwit a man who's managed PSG and has reached the final of Europa League 5 times. Jones probably hasn't even watched 5 Europa League finals on TV. This is why Jones looks so out of his place in the Premier League. Because I'm sorry, he looks like someone who just washes windows for a living. While Emery is a European trophy addict. Honestly, when these guys even shook hands in the dugout, Jones was probably tempted to beg him for a selfie. Bournemouth 1, Nottingham Forest 1. This is a game where both sets of fans will feel miserable after the match. Both Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest are terrified of relegation, so this result does nothing. Bournemouth are now in the bottom of 3 and Gary O'Neill doesn't have a clue how to get out. Sure, I realise there is a monster lack of quality in the squad, and I'm sure that right now Scott Parker is laughing from his Champions League perch, but 23-year-old Jadon Anthony on that left wing looks like a gem. And to be fair, he did spend 10 years in the Arsenal Academy, so he's clearly got something. As for Forest, this is a game you should be winning. I actually think Chris Wood was a fantastic buy. This fella is now just making a career habit of just being that mid-season panic buy for a team in the relegation zone. He's just a centre-forward version of Big Sam, but it did work for Newcastle last season. And to be fair, the man is a burning centre-forward who can score goals in the Premier League. Just ask Burnley and Sean Dyche. I think this is a great Forest signing, but I mean, it's a bit weird that the guy who gets subbed on forward, Sam Surge, who I will admit has always looked about as dangerous in front of goal as burnt porridge. Weirdly, he scores the equaliser against his former club, but still, nah, trust me. I know a lot of Geordies talk about Chris Wood as if he's about as enticing as pizza soaked in cat wee, but I'm telling you, he's the man to keep Forest up. West Ham 2, Everton 0. Make no mistake about it. This would have been the worst afternoon of Frank Lampard's career. This is a man who absolutely hates West Ham. I mean, read his book. He doesn't hold back. Because he was bullied by their fans as a child, I genuinely think this man would be happy to burn the stadium to the floor. So the fact that this is a relegation clash, you've gone to their stadium and lost the match, with West Ham fans in the crowd probably laughing and calling him fat, despite the fact that half of them are literally munching on a pie, he will hate this. The rivalry between Lampard and West Ham was supposed to be finished, because he'd morphed into a Premier League legend, Chelsea record goal scorer, a Champions League winner. I mean, the man finished runner-up in the Ballon d'Or, while West Ham were mostly just a yo-yo club. So he already made his point. He already won this battle and had the last laugh. But no, the guy's ego just had to bring him into management, where, guess what, Lampard? West Ham fans are now having the last laugh. And to me, this is just sad. Lampard is one of the all-time great Premier League players, but if he keeps bouncing on from one sack to the next, just being an average manager, then the younger generation will just know him as that. I mean, right now, Steve Bruce is a cauliflower meme, seen by all as a walking punchline. I mean, when he takes his dog out for a run, Geordies probably stop to throw their Burger King at his head. We forget that he was actually a Premier League winning captain for Manchester United. But now, we're having to watch Bill Kenwright be cornered in car parks and being asked when he's going to sack Frank. We know he'll probably be binned off this week. And then what? Lampard's ego will not let him end his managerial career on a failed note, so he'll keep taking jobs until he gets one right. Honestly, his next gig, I'm gonna call it QPR in September of this year. Oh, Lampard, am I the only one who's not enjoying watching his demise? To me, it's like watching an all-time great like Bobby Charlton just forgetting where he put his shoes, or watching Morgan Freeman accidentally step out in front of a bus. Leeds 0, Brentford 0. Horrible match. Patrick Bamford played again though. I really do believe that my tattoo has cursed this boy's feet. How ironic, really, because every time I look down at them while sitting on the toilet, I get an immediate need to burn Tchaikovsky CDs in a bin. Honestly, this is a man who once told that ginger on a Football Daily that my feet were rotten. Yeah, looking at you every time you set foot on a Premier League pitch and try to score, Paddy, I think it's you who has the rotten feet. Anyway, that's what do you think? Let me know in the comments, alright? Let me know what you thought of this Premier League game. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe as always. I'll talk to you in a while.